What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I'm going to walk you guys through how to get the true ending in the game 12 minutes. There are technically several endings, I believe 5 or 6 in the entire game, but only one has you complete the actual game where you get the true ending achievement, and the game actually ends. All the other endings are considered endings. You get an achievement for it, and then you would restart the day, or you restart the time, and therefore, I'm not going to count it. So I'm going to try to walk you guys through as quickly and as simply as possible how to do this. You're not going to need that many loops as long as you follow this, and let's get in it. So the first loop that happens pretty much is just an investigation loop. You don't really have to do anything, but I would suggest, though, the whole point is to have the dessert with your wife. So make sure that's something that you do. You can explore, obviously, but make sure you do have the dessert. Make sure she hands you the present. By the way, this is all going to contain spoilers because I'm going through the entire game, but she'll give you the present. You'll open it. You'll find the baby clothes inside, and you can go from there. You don't really have to ask any question in particular. I personally said, that's great. I'm happy. I didn't say anything else. You could say other things. It doesn't actually matter. Then the cop shows up. Literally do nothing. Let it play out. That's the best way of getting the most information at this point of the game. Okay, loop number 2. This time, the point is to basically convince your wife that the day is repeating itself. And you do that by clicking on her and saying that the day is restarting. The things to pick from are the thunder, which is the window to the far right. You want to do this immediately, by the way. As soon as she comes out and gives you the kiss, you immediately want to talk to her because the thunder happens very early on in the loops. If you let the thunder play out, you can't use that as a thing, and therefore you can only use the present, and I do believe that is not enough this early on. So you want to catch her with the thunder. You want to tell her the thunder is happening, and then you also want to give her the present. You want to go into your room and into the dresser for the present. After that, you can talk to her about her past. You can talk to her about the pocket watch and her father. She's not going to really give you anything, and that's kind of it. So again, a little bit of an information round, but also kind of, trying to catch your wife up on what is happening. Okay, now another loop that you need to do, and again, some of these, by the way, can kind of be jumbled up. Again, you don't have to ask specific questions every single time. There are circumstances where you do, and I'll let you know. But one of the times, and we'll do it for this loop 3, you want to have the cop arrest your wife where you cannot be seen. So pretty much how you have to do this is you have to get into the closet before your wife sees you. So when you walk in and she's singing in the bathroom, you hide in the closet and you literally just stand there. You let the entire day play out, and literally there's nothing else, and the cop will eventually talk to her, and you will find the location. You'll figure out the location of the pocket watch. Okay, now that you have the pocket watch information, next loop, your goal is to get it. So you want to grab a knife or grab a spoon. It doesn't matter which one. When you go into the bathroom, this is something I learned the hard way a couple different times. You need to close the door when you're going through the ventilation, when you're trying to actually get the pocket watch. You don't have to close the door if you're getting the pills, and I even don't think you need to close the door when you're mixing the pills in the mug, but you do need to close the door when you're getting the pocket watch, or your wife will see it. So make sure you close the door, get the pocket watch. Go back out and question your wife about the past. Tell her that you know what she's hiding in the vent. Convince her you're in the time loop, which you can use the present again to prove yourself, because again, remember, at this point the thunder has already happened. You can't already use that. She'll admit everything to you. You're going to get a huge amount of information. She'll tell you about the Polaroid on the fridge. I picked it up. I don't think you necessarily need to in this specific loop, but you can, and then the rest is just gravy. Just let it play out. Don't do anything, or do whatever you want. It doesn't actually matter this time. Okay, next one is you're going to use the Polaroid. So this one, you do have to pick the Polaroid up. I did that kind of right immediately, right after she gives you your kiss. Pick up the Polaroid, go to her, prove that the day is restarting, and from this point on, you don't need to tell her any more about thunder or presence. This time, actually, all of the ones after this is simply telling her what happened the night she ran away. After that happens, you want to question her about her past, and here's the deal. You want to ask pretty much every single question, and a lot of these questions are safe, except for the one talking about, like, why did you lie to me this whole time? Why were you lying? You don't want to ask that question. She actually gets mad at you and leaves, and, you know, I'm sure in some of these loop situations, it doesn't actually matter what happens there. I just don't like it, but it will immediately stop the conversation. So if you ask that question first, it's immediately going to be over. She's going to leave. You're not going to be able to talk to her anymore. She's going to go out in the hallway. The cop's going to, you know, find her, bring her back in, and that whole thing will play out. So pretty much ask her every single question in all the different categories, but do not ask her about why she's been lying to you. Okay, now the big one, and I actually kind of did this naturally on my own throughout some of the smaller loops or the shorter loops, you pretty much want to clean the house. So I personally turned off all the lights. Now, and I mean like living room and bathroom. You want to take the spoons, you want to take the mugs, you want to take, I personally took the knife. I don't think you have to do that, but you want to take everything, okay? You want to get the pills in the mug, so you want to get the mug, go into the bathroom, again, fill it with pills. Again, I believe the door can stay open while you're doing that part. You want to fill the mug up with water, and you want to bring it to your wife. And now, something that's very important, you need to do that very quickly, because she will tend to drink water somewhat early on, and she will not drink the water you offer her after she's already had water, okay? So you want to make sure you do that, you know, kind of right away. Then, what I personally did, I went into the bedroom. There's a couple different variations of how this could play out. I did it myself just fully. You turn the light on in the bedroom, you turn the light off, and then leave it. That's all I did, okay? Your wife will become sleepy. She'll go into the bedroom. You get in the closet, hide, and then let things play out. So the cop's going to come in. He's going to go around. He's going to check the rooms. He checks the bathroom first. Don't open the closet. He checks the bathroom first. Then he goes into the bedroom. He'll electrocute himself, and then it's game time. So you go to him. You ransack him of all of his stuff. I believe he has quite a few things on him, but you want to take everything that he has on him. You want to tie him up, and then you want to ask him questions. Now, he's not going to answer any questions until you shoot him. So you actually need to take his gun and shoot him in either one of the arms or one of the legs, okay? From there, again, pretty much the idea is ask him as many questions as you possibly can. And then when you're done with that, make sure to go on the phone, go to text messages, and call Bumblebee, okay? You'll see the number because there's all the messages. You click on the number and you call. She won't respond. You won't get anything out of her, but those are all the things you must do before the night ends. You want to interrogate the cop as much as humanly possible, get through all the dialogue conversations, and also call Bumblebee. One also thing you want to do, when I said clean the house, you need to make sure you grab the Polaroid too, because you need to show the Polaroid to the cop for one of the conversations. When you're trying to prove your wife's innocence, you need to show him the Polaroid, so make sure you have that on you as well. Okay, pretty much now, the next loop is a little bit of getting information out of everybody. So you want to prove to your wife that you're in a time loop, and again, you just tell her what happened the night she ran away, that option. Once that happens, you can tell her about the cop, run through those options as well, talk to her about the past. Pretty much this entire loop, you just use for information. You're not really going to have time once you do ask her all these questions to do anything else. So this entire loop is simply about finding out everything. Again, talking to her about the past, about her father's affair, about her mother, all the cop stuff, everything you want to get out of her this time. I really don't think you're going to be able to do anything else in this loop. At least I wasn't able to, and that's pretty much it. Next loop happens, and you're going to do the same thing. You're going to tell her what happened, but after that, after you tell her what happened, she just, she sits down, she has to think about things, leave her alone, go call Bumblebee. Now, for Bumblebee, the answers are actually, again, specific. So you want to say that her father wants to arrest your wife, and then you want to say your wife is innocent. You do not want to tell her you're in a time loop. That will immediately cancel the entire thing, and you won't get anywhere. So you want to make sure you do that. Then you go back to your wife, wait for the cop. You actually, click on the dialogue, talk about the cop, and then let's wait for him to arrive, okay? So the big thing here, again, is actually quite a lot of information. You're just catching your wife up. You're calling Bumblebee. You make sure that you can just get through to her, which you actually can, and then you just wait for the cop. Literally, everything will play out. You don't do a single thing, and that's this loop. Now, loop 9 is honestly almost exactly the same as loop 8. This one, again, you're going to prove that the day is restarting, again, saying that what happened the night she ran away, but this time you're going to be talking a lot about your wife's half-brother. That's basically the entire thing. You're just adding one extra kind of topic to the conversation. You want to question her, you want to talk about her past, you want to find out more about the brother being the killer, and that's pretty much, I mean, you can keep going, obviously, into the cop stuff. You can tell her that the cop wants to save his daughter, waiting for him to arrive, but pretty much it's the exact same thing as the last loop, only you're naturally going to add on about the monster. That's literally it. Nothing else happens in this one. You get a little bit of information, and then you go on to the next loop. This loop is, again, almost exactly the same as the loop before. You prove the day is restarting, only this time, after you prove the day is restarting, so this is actually the order I did it. You talk to your wife, prove the day is restarting, leave her, go to the bedroom, get the present, open the present, okay? Then call Bumblebee, go through the exact same thing again. Your wife's innocent, that's it. Again, don't tell her about the time loop. Wait for the cop, and then that's pretty much now you're golden. So you wait for the cop to come, and then once the cop goes through his entire thing that we just went through, right? He's going to mention, like, he can't think of the name. When he can't think of the name, you drag down the baby clothes onto the cop, and then you're going to be able to pretty much put everything together. You're going to end up going through something that it literally doesn't matter, what you end up picking, and then there's only one thing left to do, one more loop. And again, this is to get the true ending. Now, one thing you can do throughout the game, or I even did it at the very end of the game, you need to talk to your wife about the book that she's reading a couple times, and by a couple I do mean 2. I talked to her about it once very early on in the early loops, and then I actually did it in the final loop, like right at the end of the game. So you have to do it at least 2 times, but you have to interact with her book as she's sitting down and flipping through it. You just click on the book and she'll talk to you 2 times in all. So what you do in this last loop, if you haven't done that, you need to do it. If you did do it, you grab the knife or spoon, again, go into the ventilation grid, open the thing. Now, again, you don't actually need to catch your wife up on anything this time. In fact, don't catch her up on anything. Close the door, open the ventilation grid, get the pocket watch, and stare at it. Don't touch anything. Let the watch go backwards in time, and then you will enter the final scene. Instead of clicking on any options that are given to you this entire time, you're simply going to click the red book at the bottom. That's it. You click it one time, there'll be a dialogue. You'll have the option of going back and choosing different options. Do not pick it, and the game is over. Okay, that is the true ending. Again, there are, I believe, 4 other endings, at least, maybe 5. That's not obviously how you do those endings. So let me know what you guys think. Let me know which ending you chose. I will be doing at least one more video on this game, probably talking about just the twist and like the ending in general. I definitely do want to talk about it. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on. All my social media stuff is in the description below if you guys want to check it out. Thank you for watching, guys, and I'll see you all on the next video.